All right, in a move that was to be expected, the NBA dropping the hammer on former Raptors player Jontay Porter, giving him a lifetime ban from the NBA for violating the league's gambling policy. This was a move that had to be made by the NBA, maybe the sum of all of the professional sports leagues' fears, with the massive increase in legalized sports gambling across this country. Jontay Porter gambling on games in the NBA. There was no other move here that the NBA could do but give him the lifetime ban. His career is over, and for what? A couple extra $1,000. So Jontay Porter, brother of Nuggets star Michael Porter Jr., was on a suspension, or I should say a leave of absence, since the end of March after the NBA was notified about some suspicious gambling activity that involved Porter and his under bets throughout the league. I said DraftKings had him as the largest bet on player for a player prop on one of those nights. A guy who is a rotational player at best. 95% of people who watch basketball had no idea this guy even existed. I didn't even know he was in the NBA, honestly. I thought he was like kind of floating around the G League. I mean, Porter went undrafted in 2019, floated around the G League for a while, but signed with the Raptors in December of 23. And the league, in their investigation, said since January to the end of March, when the league was notified, Porter placed 13 bets on NBA games. Now, Porter didn't bet on himself and his player prop totals, which caused the initial investigation to be had. That was another situation. But 13 bets on NBA games, including 3 parlays that included his own team, the Toronto Raptors, to lose. Now, he didn't win any of those parlays, so good on you. But betting on your own team to lose, there was no other option here but the NBA to give him the ban. He placed about $50,000 worth of bets, or $55,000 worth of bets. He made about 76 grand, or he won about 76 grand, so he netted about $22,000. So lifetime ban from the NBA, completely disgraced for $22,000. I mean, what a bonehead, moronic move. How could you possibly be this stupid? But like I said, this was the total fear of the widespread expansion of sports gambling in this country. Now, the NBA has ironclad rules like everybody else on the sports gambling, but when they talked about this, they said you have to uphold the integrity of the game. Porter's the first player to have a gambling suspension since 1966. It's been a really long time coming, but we all knew this was happening. We all knew this was going to happen. Multiple leagues, the NFL, have been suspending players for gambling, not on their own league, but for other things while at team facilities. This is the ultimate of the bad, betting against your own team. He didn't bet on his own player prop totals, like I said, which would have been even worse, but he did provide information to other gamblers about his status. One gambler placed an $80,000 parlay relating to Porter and his unders that would have netted him $1 million. Porter subbed himself out with an illness just 3 minutes into the game. So the bet cashed, but that's what notified these gambling agencies. They were like, this doesn't seem right. They didn't pay out the bet, and they got this information to the NBA. So like I said, the NBA talked about how they have to uphold the standard and integrity of the game. That's what's getting Porter the ban. But they also said with the widespread acceptance, I should say legalization of sports gambling, it comes with more transparency and more oversight, and they need to work and build upon that. Like I said, he was placing these bets from January to March, so it took a little bit of lag time before they could figure this thing out. The NBA could do their investigation and come to these conclusions. So it needs to be a little bit better, but all the leagues, everybody needs to work in partnership. They're already getting sponsored by DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM. All this stuff, it's just so entwined with all of sports now. We need a massive oversight, federal regulations. I know people are going to freak out about that, but you need some oversight and accountability so we can have integrity of the game. There's too many goofballs talking about how everything is fixed, and we can't have that. We just cannot have that. So I applaud the NBA for this move, but they've had a really tenuous past with this kind of stuff. Everybody remembers Tim Donaghy in 2008. That's probably the next biggest scandal the NBA had. 15 months in federal prison after admitting to gambling on games he officiated. And there are still current referees in the NBA that he was placing 60 calls in an hour or two trying to get information from. It's not suspect at all whatsoever. The NBA has been the biggest, I think, of all the sports leagues when it comes to match fixing, game fixing. College basketball has had a history of this. And with the legalization everywhere, I do think it helps. If it's legalized everywhere, people aren't going to backdoor bookies or anything like that that could cause some, unclarity, let's say, on whether players are fixing games or point shaving. All this stuff is a benefit to everyone. I love the NBA for doing this, but the sum of everyone's fears turned out to be true. Pete Rose, Jontay Porter, welcome to the club. Maybe he'll sign basketballs now that say, sorry, I bet on hoops. I don't know, but this is a disastrous situation for everyone involved. It's a bad look for the NBA. This was their only option, because what happens if a superstar, a future superstar, gets caught in a similar situation? You can't allow yourself wiggle room now. You have to give them a lifetime ban, which is what I think they would be willing to sacrifice for the integrity of the game. I hate Adam Silver, but this is a good move overall. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you surprised by the lifetime ban? Do you think it's correct, or do you think it should have been an indefinite suspension? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you haven't already, drop a quick like on this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We got new sports content every single day. If you want to support the channel more, sign up for a channel membership. You get all sorts of cool perks, exclusive videos, early access to videos. Help support me, allows me to keep making this great content for you guys every single day. I want to hype up. I got the mock draft. It is NFL draft season, dropping on Saturday most likely. We'll be live streaming the entire first round of the draft next Thursday. So make sure, if you want to drop by, hang out in the chat. It's a lot of fun. Should be a great draft. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.